Hey, this is Edwin Yero from Talk Loud Life Story Podcast / Videocast. I'm glad to see you again. Thank you for spending your time with me because I know your time is precious. And I thank you. And I ain't going to be here long. But I just want to talk about some real quick, because I could be long-winded. So let me ask you a question. This is my opinion. At the end, I'm going to tell you what it is. And as you hear the story, you can tell me and leave comments and tell me if I'm wrong, But I'm going to ask you a question. But before I ask you a question, I said I just want to thank y'all, and I want to give y'all applause. All right, I'm going to give you another one. All right, and I'm going to give you another one. All right. We family, you know what I'm saying? I don't want it to, I don't want to, I don't want it to, I just want to have fun. I just want to have it. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you. All right. All right, give yourself another applause. All right, I'm gonna get your point. So I'm gonna stop playing. So I'm gonna get to the point. So I was in the store, right? And I seen an old friend that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? This is probably a few months ago. Man, I say like 5-6 months ago. So I seen a old friend. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a crush on her because, you know what I'm saying, back in the day, she was fine. You know what I'm saying? Fine. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen here. I used to hear them little notes and stuff like that. Man, listen, that's a long story. But anyway, right? So I see in the store, I didn't even recognize her because she had, you know, she had to really know me because, when I grew up in Hartford, people knew me by the name of Big E. But my mom used to call me Jamie. You know what I'm saying? That's a long story how I got that name. Don't play with me. But anyway, so you had to been around to know to call me Jamie because the only one that called me Jamie now is my wife. You know what I'm saying? So you had to been around to hear that name. So I seen a store. I'm going to get my little water on because I was parched. Speaking of parched. Woo! That was delightful right there. So I'm in the store. I'm getting some water, and she says Jamie. So I turn around. I'm like, okay, not too many. No, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Not too many. That don't sound like my wife. You know what I'm saying? So I turn around, and I hadn't seen her in so long, so I didn't even recognize her. And she didn't look like what I seen when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? And then we became teenagers. She ain't look like that. So, and how I knew she was, because she had a little birthmark right here, and then she had pretty eyes. You know what I'm saying? I used to love them eyes right there, them light green eyes. I used to love them eyes. So anyway, so I'm looking at her. I'm just like, hey, what's wrong? Hey, what's up, sis? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. I ain't seen her so long, I forgot her name. So, if I don't know her name, I'm calling you sis or bruh, you know what I'm saying? So, I said, what's up, sis? How you doing? I ain't seen you so long. How everybody doing? She was like, good, I'm doing good. We doing good. I'm like, how your brother? Me and my brother, you know what I'm saying? We had that type of friends relationship. We cool for a couple of months, then we fight, and then we cool, then we fight, but we grew out of that. So, so I said, how everything going? So she was like, I'm all right and stuff like that. So she had this little kid with her. Kid probably had to be like 5, 6, 7. So she was like, the little kid come running up, Mom, can I have this? Mom, can I have this? And she was like, no, I ain't got enough. I was like, you know what I'm saying? This she family. I'm like, no, hey, I got this. What you pay for that? Pay for all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So she's like, no, you ain't got to do that. I ain't poor. I said, girl, don't play with me. Ain't got nothing to do with poor, man. You know what I'm saying? You just said you ain't had enough for this. This is only $2. So if you ain't had enough for this, then you real close to that. So stop playing, man. Stop acting brand new like you don't know me and stuff like that. Because I remember many days when we was kids. My mom ain't had enough, and your mom did. So stop playing. So um, we talking and stuff like that, and I'm asking her family and all of this. I'm telling her how many kids I got and all of this, how long I've been married and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then she, now let me jump a little back. So listen, so she had one kid with her, a little boy, little boy. And then in the process of me talking to her, she was like, she's pregnant now. I'm like, all right, okay, cool. All right, good. I'm like, when you taking care of yourself and stuff like that, I'm, all right. She family. I'm gonna ask her. I'm like, you know, now this little kid that I gotta play dumb because this little kid, I know that the father of this kid is in jail. So he doing a big bid. So I know he in jail. But the kid that she having, I'm like, so I asked him, I said, no, I asked her about the little kid. I said, yo, so where's I ain't even gonna say her own name. But where she said, I don't know that nigga. I'm like, oh man, all right, them fighting words right there. So I was like, all right, okay, I'm sorry to hear that stuff. That sounds like some animosity there. I'm sorry to hear that. So I'm like, so where's the baby father here? Like, you need a ride or anything with? I don't know how I get in the accident. I think I was being nosy. Yeah, I ain't no think about it. I was being nosy. I said, so where this baby? You know what I'm saying? Where your husband at? She was like, I ain't got no husband. Like, I'm like, damn. I said, I'm saying, excuse my French. I'm like, she said she rolled her head like husband was Kryptonite the Superman. I ain't got no husband. I'm like, all right, cool. I said, all right. So, you all right? She's like, yeah, I'm all right. So let me explain something to you. She had two kids. The one that's the little boy and the one that's in her. This little boy gotta be 6'7". Those are two kids. But I know, because I seen her brother. Like I seen her brother. No. I'm gonna go back to it. So I know there's 6 other kids. 6, 5, the two. Yeah, she got like 8 kids. So she got like 8 kids. So there was two. You know what I'm saying? She got 5. She got yeah, six other kids. I had a brain fart right there. I couldn't add for a minute. What's going on? So she got other kids, and yeah, like and the ages are they run year apart and stuff like that. So I had seen her brother a couple of years back, and I had asked him about his sister, and he was saying like, "Yo, my sister be having relationship, and he was like, I don't mean to tell our business, but you family. He like, yo, my sister can't keep a relationship, she can't keep a job, she keep getting evicted, and I'm like, yo, I'm sorry to hear that and stuff like that. So I said, well, where the kids with the fathers at? He was like, bro, my nieces and nephews, she don't. He was like, there's a few of them that know their father, but the father ain't doing nothing. And there's a few of them that they took the kid in the hospital. And I was like, what? I said, but, I'm like, what? Wow, okay. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And he was like, yo, she just keep having, and then she'll do good for a little bit. I'm in love. I'm going to get married. And then something happened. Boom. Father gone or whatever. I'm like, wow. And to myself, I was like, man, I had a crush on her. You know what I'm saying? Something went wrong somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I me and her, back to her, me and her talking and stuff like that, and she was like, "Thank you" and stuff like that. I'm like, "Yo, be honest with you. Let me be honest with me. You know what I'm saying? You cool? You know what I'm saying? You need a couple of dollars or whatever the case may be." And so she's like, "I'm like, yo, stop playing with me." So I give her a couple of dollars and stuff, and I'm not bragging about that. I gave her a couple of dollars, so I'm like, man, okay, she got two kids with her. okay, she doing all right, and you know, hopefully the other kids are doing all right, right? I'll tell you again, she got 8 kids. That means 6 has already been taken. She has one with her, and she's having one. So like 6 months, maybe 8 months, 9 months, I run into her brother at the gas station. His car, he was running out of gas, and they wanted like $500 for a gas can, and I had one in my truck. So I'm like, yo, so I hear him arguing, and I'm like, yo, man, stop making all that noise, man. You know what I'm saying? Just ask somebody for a gas can, and so I had them giving him my gas can and stuff like that. So he was like, oh, bro, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what's going on, man? He said, man, these dudes want all this money for a gas can and stuff like that. I'm like, man, listen here. Here go one. Keep that one. So I give him the gas can. So then I asked him, I said, how the family doing? He was like, his mom and dad are getting old. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to go over there as much as possible. And his other siblings, you know what I'm saying? It was him, the girl that I'm talking about, and 2 other sisters. He was the only boy. He was like, it was the 2 other sisters, him, and then this girl. So he was like the middle child. But how would you get to be in the middle of 4? But anyway, he was the only boy. So he was like, my other 2 sisters moved, and they moved. I said, move. Okay. He said, move. I said, what is move? Excuse me, y'all. I said, what is move? He said, move out of the country. Like, one lived with her husband in Santo Domingo, and the other one lived with her husband in Puerto Rico. I'm like, yeah, okay. There you go. Got that sun. All right. Get them pateles and all of that, and them mangoes and all of that ready. So he started laughing. So, then we started talking. He was like, yeah, I don't know. We started talking something, and we ended up getting talking back when we was kids. He was like, yeah, I know you just like my sister. I said, your sister was dead right, man. Them pretty eyes and stuff like that, that long hair. That's what, that had me right there. You know what I'm saying? That had me. So then I asked him, then I had told him, I said, yo, listen, I seen your sister a minute ago, and I had seen her in the store, and I ain't telling him nothing about what I did and stuff like that, because it ain't none of his business. So I says, but she had a little boy with her, and she was pregnant. How things going? You know what I'm saying? Because was asking her about the fathers, and she was like, she almost broke her neck for me asking that. So I asked her. So then she was like, he was like, he was like, listen, fam, my nephew, he been gone. I'm like, gone where? Like, they came and got him. He been gone for like 5, 6 months. And the baby that she was having, she had the baby on a Friday in the hospital. They came Monday and got the baby. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, if I remember correct, I'm like, your sister probably got like 4 or 5 kids. He was like, no, my dude, 8. And they all been taken. I'm like, yo, then something's wrong because, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's, hurts psychological or something because as far as growing up, mom and pops, like your mom and pops was there. So he was saying that she got mad because the 2 sisters that live out of the country, they was like, if we take these 2 kids, we don't want no ties with you. You're not coming back to get them. We take 100% control. And she was like, nah, I want to see my kids and stuff like that. But that wasn't, that didn't go through. And then the brother, he was like, listen, I drive trucks, so I can't be around. I can't do that. And then he was like, DCF asked the mom and pop, but they like 900 years old. Like, what they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So they took him. So listen here. All of these kids are in the system. So I was like, yo, oh, I went home and I talked to my wife, and she was like, babe, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, listen, man, I don't know. She was like, my wife was like, well, we gotta pray for her because something is wrong. If she keep doing that, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. She got low self esteem, or those are the type of dudes that she attract, or is she running them away? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But all I know is it ain't fair for the kids, because some of the kids ain't never they ain't listen. Some of the kids got taken in the hospital, so they don't even know who she is. They ain't never seen her. They ain't gonna remember. And the other ones that got taken, they was like, I was talking to the brother. The brother said they didn't reach uh uh 3, 4. This last kid, little boy, he the only one that been with her the longest. You know what I'm saying? He 5'6". But that was all for no, because they take him, bring him back. She do right. They take him and bring him back and stuff like that. So now, this is where this is my opinion. She got 8 kids. 8 kids. I'm gonna take my glasses off so you can see. 8 kids. I believe that the city, the state, or whoever should take that right away from her. She got 8 kids that she has had, and it's obviously that she's not competent enough to take care of these kids. You got a few kids that was taken a few years. It was a few years of age. You got some kids that was taken dead out of the hospital. Something is wrong. She should not have any more kids. I believe that it should be a law, whether you're a male or a female, you should get your parenthood or the capability of dropping and having kids. You should get that taken away from it. If you can constantly making this a career and having kids, and somebody else is taking care of the kids. And all of these kids are in foster homes, and people make it think that DCF is extremely bad. Before they sit there and bring them to foster homes, they try family members and all of this. And if it don't work out and if it can't be done, then this is where they got foster homes, temporary foster homes, make the parents try to get their thing right, and then send the kids back. And if that ain't right, if that ain't right, then they stay permanently at wherever and then and then some of them even get adopted. My opinion is that I feel that should be taken away. So my wife was like, no, that's kind of harsh. She grown. She has the right to have intercourse. I says, right. She do have the right to have intercourse. But part of intercourse is if you're not having protected sex, and, and you're breeding like mice, then if you're not protecting yourself, or if you're not doing anything towards stop having kids because you're not in a position to take care of these kids mentally, physically, because these kids gonna be banged up. These kids are gonna be banged up. They gonna need therapy, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not the ones that I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but the youngest ones who've been taken out of the hospital, you know what I'm saying, they don't even know her. So, wherever they at, that's their mom and dad and stuff like that. And the youngest one, the other kids was taken young, so they probably could recuperate and do it right and stuff like that. But now, my man was saying, she got 8 kids. The first 6, everybody that got the kids, no visitation, no, like, they adopt them. No visitation, no none of that. That's where they stand. You can't come and see them. And I was like, wow. And my wife was like, that's horrible. But she was like, so my wife was like, Jamie, don't you think that's kind of harsh saying that? I'm like, man, this lady she keep having kids. Like, how is that fair to the kids? It's not fair to the kids at all. It ain't even fair to her. Ain't no way in the world that you can sit. Well, at least I think. I'm like, you a woman. If somebody took your kid, what would you do? She was like, listen, first of all, I'm like, no, answer the question. If somebody took your kids, what would you do? She was like, oh, they're gonna have to kill me. Okay, that's right. But if you keep putting yourself in positions like that, then what happens? So she was like, yeah, you're right. but she keep putting herself in these positions. If you keep putting yourself in these positions, and they're not taking them to be cruel, they're taking them to make sure that these kids have a safe haven. Which I hope, I pray that all of these kids, where they at, the foster parents is good people, because I know a few people who said that they've been from foster home to foster home, from foster home, and been abused all the way through, and hurt people. So if these kids been, these people, that's a friend of mine. She's like, she's still going to therapy to this day, and she like 40-something years old. She ain't been in a foster home since she was 18. You know what I'm saying? So believe me, that this lady, and if you're a man, keep dropping kids like that, she should get that taken away from her. They should make her tie her tubes, and if you're a guy and you're doing that and you're just having kids, you should be snipped, my dude. You can't have no more kids. All right, this is Edwin Yearwood. Talk Loud Life Stories. And this is my opinion. I don't and it's my opinion. And this is what I believe. So I hope I ain't hurt nobody's feelings or anything like that. But this is what I believe, and I don't believe that you should continue on having kids if you're not taking care of the kids. And it has nothing to do with taxpayers and all of that. It has to do with these kids being dropped like flies. Like you having these kids like flies. You know what I'm saying? And we not. It ain't right. It ain't right. All right then, everybody. I just want to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate the fact that you took your time to listen to me. So again, this is Edwin Yearwood from Talk Loud Life Story podcast and videocast. And leave a comment. Leave a comment. Leave a comment, because I'm grown. I'm grown, so I'll take constructive criticism. I'll take it. All right, again, I love y'all. God bless.